Good evening, Legionnaires. This is Mr. Hare here from the Burke and Hare House of Horrors team, and tonight's terrifying movie tale I'd love to talk about is none other than Sleepy Hollow. Released in '99 and directed by Gothic director Tim Burton, and based on the short story by Washington Irving, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I think you'll all know The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, especially the Headless Horseman. I'm not going to lie, I'm a big fan of the Headless Horseman story, and this one is pretty much a gothic fairy tale, and I kind of love the gothic fairy tale vibe and design which Tim Burton inadvertently did. Starring Johnny Depp as Ichabod Crane, Christina Ricci as Katrina Van Tassel, Michael Gambon as Baltus Van Tassel, and Christopher Walken as the titular Headless Horseman, and not to mention Miranda Richardson as Baltus Van Tassel's wife. Now, as I said before, this movie is pure Tim Burton. It's pure Tim Burton gothic kind of horror, mixed with a black comedy aspects, which do complement themselves pretty well. What I love most about this movie, I said, is the atmosphere, is the gothic atmosphere. The characters, I do quite like the characters, Ichabod, whereas in the original story, he was just a humble school teacher, whereas in this one, he's actually a constable sent to Sleepy Hollow from New York to investigate the murders of Sleepy Hollow, where people have been decapitated, said to be decapitated by the Headless Horseman, a Hessian who died 20 years prior in the American Civil War. Well, not the American Civil War, the American War with England. And from there, the movie only gets more fun. I love the design of the Headless Horseman. Christopher Walken as the Headless Horseman is absolutely fantastic. I love the origin scene where you kind of see a bit more about the Hessian, who he was, what he was like, and of course before the... pretty much. Now there are some nuances and issues I do have with it, but they're not like big nuantic issues. Like some of the comedy aspects of it, I do really like, but there are some of them which doesn't really gel fully for me. But despite that, it's still a fantastic movie. I do love some of the particular decapitation scenes from the Horseman, and as I said before, I do love the Headless Horseman's design. To me, it is one of the definitive editions of the Headless Horseman. I kind of feel like the character of the Horseman's been kind of underutilised. I mean, there has been a recent series in later years on Sleepy Hollow, but the first season was good. After that, it kind of went a bit downhill, but Tim Burton is in his pure element. But then again, this was released in the 90s during Tim Burton's heyday. And as I say, it is in his element, and he is generally having a lot of fun. The characters are ghoulish, creepy, and I think all the actresses and actors all had a lot of fun while filming the role. It's kind of, I'll say, it is a dark, gothic fantasy fairy tale. Danny Elfman's haunting score in melody really dominates this movie and creates an iconic kind of theme for the film. And, of course, the gore. The Headless Horseman. Whenever he decapitates someone in the movie, you generally do feel the peril of that, and it's not something I can take 100% too seriously, but at the same time, I do love, and I do really enjoy how the movie progresses. I'm happy to give this a 8.5 out of 10. There are a few nuances with the movie, which I do find, like, I kind of find like it, at points, some of the horror and the comedy elements doesn't fully mix, whereas some scenes, I kind of would like to say a bit more horror to them. Like, in particular, when, towards the finale, I don't want to go into details, I'm sure everybody's maybe already seen it, but in one particular sequence towards it, it's like one of the main characters faints, which kind of feels a bit jarring, actually, because after being through all that, then to faint. I mean, Miranda Richardson shines in the role. she really shines in her role. She is sinisterly creepy. Johnny Depp plays it really well as this eccentric, kind of quiet constable who's got his own deep trauma and issues. Christina Ricci plays Katrina, and she herself, she's not like the doe-eyed weeping widow. She's like someone who's trying to do her best, and someone who's trying to show that she's not just some quiet figure in society. There are themes of witchcraft, which I think really does fit well into the movie. For that reason alone, I can only recommend this perfect Halloween tale. Viewer beware. You're in for a scare. And I will say, heads off. You take care now and stay spooky. And please, like and subscribe to the Burkenair House of Horrors. Thank you very much now.